Alright, so here I am on my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 using the DeX environment. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and edit a series of videos I shot over the course of today, vlog style videos that will both demonstrate the quality of videos shot on the Z Fold 2, but also demonstrate the capabilities of Samsung's DeX environment. If you don't know, basically my Z Fold 2 was plugged into a USB cable running into my computer, and this DeX environment runs inside an app on my computer and allows me to access all the apps, files, etc. of my Z Fold 2 in this desktop style environment. It is really, really nice to use. So the first thing I need to do is I need to acquire some files that are on my main computer, some videos and music files that I use for my videos. So we're going to go here, we're going to go over to the networking tab and pull up my computer. All right, I'm going to tick these boxes, I'm going to copy them. And now I'm going to jump back over to my main storage. Let's just use download. We'll paste these guys in here. So this is pulling this off my main computer and then moving them over to Samsung DeX on my Galaxy Z Fold 2. And if you're curious, this is just CX File Explorer. And it is overall a really nice file explorer with a network feature that works really, really well. So now we're going to jump over to Power Director. And as you can see here, you can actually change the orientation of this, which I'm going to change it to be in landscape, and I'm going to full screen and restart it to do that. And now I should get a pretty nice full screen experience here. And we're going to go ahead and start a new project in 16 by 9. All right, so here are some of my files that I have imported. We're going to add that down there. We're going to go over to the music that I have downloaded, and we're going to go ahead and add that down below. And what we've already got here is, this is my little intro. All right, so we're moving along. We're doing pretty well here. Back to the camera. Let's find the earliest video that I shot. So one of the ideas I've had for the Z, and that'll be it. So let's drop that into the timeline. Should be a row of options down here to, yes, there we go, to split. Now let's delete that. Let's see if the keyboard works. It does not. So we're gonna have to continue using on-screen buttons and hit the delete button there. All right, let's see how we're looking here now. All right, so we are cruising right along here. So now we're going to add, this should have been the second clip here. So right now you are, yep, okay, so let's add this into the end. We're gonna crop right there. Gonna delete that. And we're gonna roll from there and see what we got. All right, so we are just continuing to cruise along here, adding clips, cutting them where I need to cut them. And this is actually, you know, not going too bad. So this video here, we want to use that. Now we're just going to use the original. We're not going to worry about converting for better performance. We are going to assume that the Z Fold 2 can handle this. So once you add a clip in, like I just did by clicking that little plus symbol, I can just click on the video in the timeline and then hit play and see where I need to cut, if I need to cut at all. And now that I'm okay, so we need to cut about there. So we're going to come back to about here. We're going to split. We're going to delete. And we're going to roll on. Back to our files. Back to the camera. And this one will be next. Use original. And I'm going to see what happens if I just go ahead and throw this one in too. Does it throw it at the end? I believe it did. We're just going to throw all of our files in order, and we're going to go through and cut them as we go. That's probably a better, more efficient way to go about this. So I've arrived back at the house now, and I find in these moments this portion of me trying to get in the gate with one hand. Struggling a little bit. So as I'm doing this, one thing I do wish I had was the ability to see the audio in the video file, so I would know better where to cut in between words and so forth. Now, one thing here, I'd like to be able to boost the volume of this clip here just a little bit, because I'm a little bit further away. So let's see what a 25% increase sounds like compared to this. On my filter, which I've addressed, and we were losing some water, so we're going to get her filled back up now. So yeah, that's kind of a little... All right, hopefully that's good enough. Hopefully that's accurate. What I'm hearing is accurate to what's actually happening here. Let's try to way down and see if it's really quiet. The Z Fold 2 using... Okay. It seems like a far way to have to push the volume, but it only is beginning to sound okay at that point. So now I need to jump back over here to my downloads, and let's add in my little outro bit, and let's go to musics that I have downloaded, and let's add in that clip. Now we need to make sure that it is positioned correctly, so we're going to press, click, and hold, or we're going to drag it to there. And now let's see how this actually plays out. Meta video in video situation. Okay, so there is my timeline on this haphazard little vlog. So I'm going to go ahead and export this video as well, and then I will upload this video of me editing it, and it will actually start with the video being played out in its entirety and will end with the portion of me actually editing it. So let's go ahead now and export this video. We're going to go ahead and save to gallery or SD card. We're just going to do 1080p and make sure there's no settings that we need to do here. That looks fine, and let's go ahead and produce this. And you'll get an idea here of how quickly this thing can actually process this video, and it's actually pretty fast. I mean, it's not a long video by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, honestly, this is not too bad. So I will probably cut a bit of the end of this out, but you can see we're going to take no more than a couple of minutes to actually render this entire video. And that'll be it right there. So what I'm going to do now is, this is actually the File Explorer from my Windows 10 desktop, and I'm going to see if I can literally drag this file, and you can't see this because it's off screen, but I'm now copying that to my PC, and I literally just drug it over to the File Explorer that was kind of halfway on the other desktop, and I'm now copying that file onto my computer just as quickly as that by dragging and dropping. Pretty flippin' cool, guys. Where else can you do something like that but on a device like the Z Fold or a high-end Samsung device? Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends. So one of the ideas I've had for the Z Fold 2 in terms of productivity and what kind of things can you do on the Z Fold 2 that you really can't do on many of the devices, or not nearly as well, would be the idea to shoot a vlog style video out and about right now on the Z Fold 2 using this as the front facing 10 megapixel camera, and then to take that video home, plug it into my computer, log into Dex, and then edit that video all on the Z Fold 2. So from the very beginning of this thing, shooting it, editing it, posting it, everything happening on the video. Now I did this sort of thing already for the Surface Duo, and it worked pretty well actually. So I wanted to see exactly how well it would work on the Z Fold 2. So right now you are rolling with me on a ride into town, as we say in the southern part of the United States. I don't know what you guys call this sort of thing elsewhere. Going to town though, you know? I'm gonna make a run to Walmart, pick up a couple of things. You are in the car with me right now as I cruise down Broadway, as it were, headed towards Walmart. Now when we talk about the Z Fold 2, the biggest feature about this device, the selling feature, the thing that everybody wants when they buy a Z Fold 2, of course, is this big, beautiful 120 hertz display. And I have to say that having it here in my phone dock, here in my car, facing towards me, using it as a viewfinder to be able to frame the shot that I'm shooting right now while I'm driving, is absolutely fantastic. It works incredibly well for this sort of thing. We're also getting a really good test here of what sort of microphone quality we're getting out of the Z Fold 2 and what sort of noise suppression it can handle. My car is a little on the loud side. I have a rather loud set of dual exhaust. It's an NVIDIA exhaust system on my on my Toyota FRS GT86, whatever you want to call it, depending on the region that you were in. You may know it as a different name. And like I said, it's not altogether all that quiet. So how does this sound in particular as I accelerate? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to sound coming through the microphones on the Z Fold 2. Could be great, could be terrible. We're going to have to wait and find out. And now that I'm stopped and I'm in the parking lot here, this allows me to flip the Z Fold around and then to use the rear-facing cameras, which have a far higher quality to the 10 megapixel camera that is on the front of the device. This looks 10 times better than it looked facing the other direction. And that is a huge advantage that the Z Fold has, is that right now I'm looking at the cover display to frame my shot while vlogging with the Z Fold 2. Really neat feature. So I've arrived back at the house now, and I find in these moments that the wide angle lens present on the Z Fold 2 really make these sort of vlogging type situations so much easier because you get so much more in the frame. And with the wide angle lens, you do lose a bit of the stabilization that you do retain if you are on the regular lens. Same deal goes with the telephoto. It is handy to have. So just continuing to take you through sort of what my day-to-day is on this vlog. I actually noticed this morning that my pond was a little bit low on water. So we're going to get this guy filling back up a little bit here. Best we can. Let's see if we can get that guy positioned there where it's not just going to fly away. There we go. That'll work. The water's going in there. I had a leak there on my filter, which I've addressed, and we were losing some water. So we're going to get her filled back up now. So yeah, that's kind of a little peek at how my normal day-to-day goes while I've been carrying the Z Fold 2. And I'm going to, like I said, have edited this entire video on the Z Fold 2 using DeX. And part of this video will actually contain, I think at the end, will contain actually a video of me editing this video. So a little meta video in video situation.